This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a one-bedroom apartment is $1,500. How are y'all getting insurance, going to the doctor, getting medicine? And then some of us are trying to be TikTok influencers. Who knows where that's going to get me? Me and my boyfriend are saving, but we barely see each other during the week, and it feels like we're working our out for nothing. Do we need to move somewhere for a better job opportunity that we don't know about? Do any of y'all really know what you want to do with your life right now? It is so scary being in America right now.
Every economic problem that we're facing in this country right now, student loan debt being just out of control, the government shutdown, SNAP benefits being cut, health insurance premiums about to go through the roof, your rent going up, your pay stagnating, groceries just being astronomical, is because reparations were never paid after the Civil War. Let me explain. After the Civil War, the Union, the North won and the South was defeated, but the South was never punished. The Confederacy lived on in the ideology of the people, of the white people of the South. Reparations were never paid to Black Americans. They were never really truly given the opportunity to pick themselves up by their bootstraps, to rise up and become equal members of this country, equal citizens. They've been fighting for their equality since then. They've never actually truly achieved it. So when white people hear a promise from Donald Trump et al. That we're gonna run the country like a business, to them that sounds appealing. They're like, oh yeah, because you know what? I'm a business owner. I own this country because I'm white. When Black and brown people hear, well, we're gonna run the country, run the government like a business, they understand what that means, because they've been dealing with it for centuries. White people think that they are on the side of the owners, the masters, but they're not. Most white people have more in common with the Black and brown people that they look down upon. They are closer to them in the economic tax bracket than they are to the white billionaires whose asses they kiss. But listen to them glazing billionaires, especially on this app. I make $50,000 a year, but I have more in common with Jeff Bezos than I do with George Floyd. Bullshit! The only reason the lie of let's run this country like a business appealed to you is because you thought you would benefit. And now here you are. Now here you are, understanding that when they say we're gonna run this country like a business, that means they're gonna profit off of your ass. That means that if you take $100,000 loan out to go to college, you will be in debt to the federal government until the day you fucking die. You borrowed 100 grand, prepare to repay 300 grand. Because they're running the government like a business now. And guess what? You're a customer, not an owner. The government exists to serve us, not to profit off of us. And we will continue to have these problems until y'all get your fucking minds right.
I'm crying a lot because I can't afford to feed my kid. I can't afford to feed my child. Everything is so expensive. I don't have my car now. They're trying to evict me because my dog won't stop barking because I'm on ODSP, and even though I'm on ODSP, it's not enough. I can't afford anything. It's getting so expensive. I can't even afford anything. We're paying. You go to Frills or Walmart or somewhere, these big corporations that can afford to make food and other things cheaper, but they don't want to because they are greedy. You buy 5 things. 5 things, and it comes out to almost, or maybe even $100. 5 items for $100. I can't live like this anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore. I'm so tired of living like this.
So I just watched a video of a white woman literally crying about the conditions of the United States, how she has to work 60 hours and she's looking at other countries and they don't even have to work 40 hours, how they can take a train for like pennies on the dollar anywhere they want. Meanwhile, like our country's infrastructure is falling apart. How it feels like there's no support nets. It feels like all the safety nets are dissolving, and she doesn't understand why. And I both hate and love to remind these folks that the reason why the United States is the way it is because of y'all. A lot of you are the descendants of folks, or might actually be some of the folks, who were more invested in not sharing all of the programs, all of the initiatives that the United States was starting with marginalized people, specifically Black people. Y'all are some of the same folks who would have rather filled in the pools in your neighborhood than share them. Shut down the schools and the libraries rather than share them. That you would rather vote against any forming of these safety nets or any protections for these safety nets rather than share them with marginalized people. Then you look up a generation or two or less later and wonder why you don't have these safety nets to protect you, because you were banking on your whiteness to keep you safe. And a lot of you learned pretty quickly after this election that you don't even have that to keep you safe. That unless your bank account has something like 7 digits in it, that the folks that you were banking on to protect you won't. And that some of the safety nets that maybe your mama or your family had relied upon, like SNAP or Medicaid or Medicare or any of those other basic safety nets, are going to be eradicated by the very people that you voted for. May I suggest, instead of crying, you strap up, the whole bootstrap thing that y'all be telling my people about? Remember that you get what you pay for. For everybody else who's not invested in crying, maybe some suggested reading. The Sum of Us by Heather McGhee. It talks about how equality is not a zero-sum game. This book has torn me up several times that I've read it, but it is essential reading. So for the next few years, might want to be diving in instead of crying on the internet.
Mad. I'm just fucking mad anymore. There's no reason for me to be like, yay, fucking America, like we're so great, we're so free, we're so powerful. I'm fucking starving. I have to go without so that my kid can fucking maybe have Pop-Tarts once a month. So I'll go without fucking eating something, right? It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't fucking be that way. We shouldn't have to go like, let's see, we haven't had meat in a long time, because guess what? We can't fucking afford it, okay? Nor do we want to go down and buy the, meat glue fucking meat at Walmart that, America just thinks that, we deserve, right? Because we're not worth anything, because that's what I'm taking it as. We're just not fucking worth it. But yet we're the ones working every fucking day to make this country go round and round. But we're not worth being able to have decent fucking food, or the amount of food that we need to fucking have one of our family members go without. I'm done. I'm done. I'm so done. It shouldn't be this way. And I know that it's not just this way for me. I called today because my garbage cans got picked up, right? Because guess what? Oh, couldn't fucking afford to pay the bill, So I'm like, hey, what do I have to do, to get my garbage cans back? Like, I'm struggling, I'm doing everything I can. I work hard, I can barely afford to fucking buy groceries. And she's like, girl, I hear you. Me too. I feel bad, but I'm in the same boat. It wasn't it was immediately. She wasn't like, oh, it was just immediately, I'm right there with you. That's fucking terrible. We're working women in America that are working our fucking asses off. And we can't afford to fucking feed our kids or ourselves. We worry about putting gas in our fucking car to get to work that's not going to fucking pay the bills or the fucking groceries to eat. I've never in my life been unproud to be a fucking American, but today I am. Today I am. Today when my kid fucking asked me for motherfucking Pop-Tarts, and I questioned whether or not I could get him the one thing he asked for all month long. Fuck you. Okay? Fuck this shit. we don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. We fucking put in for our country. We pay our fucking taxes. We work our asses off from morning until night to go home and maybe fucking have an hour or two with our kids before we fucking go to sleep, and we get up and we work our asses off again to pay for your fucking wars and all of the fucking shit that you want to do with our fucking money that we put into this country. And we can't afford to fucking eat. So tonight, I'm fucking pissed. I'm mad and I'm brokenhearted because I don't see no end to it. We've been begging. Like, this has not just started like since Biden administration. Like, yeah, it may have gotten a lot worse since inflation, but we've been struggling. We've been struggling like this. We just keep it quiet. We just don't say anything. It may have gotten a little worse, but it's been like this. It was like this in the Trump administration. It was like this in the Biden administration. We are tired of fucking working our asses off just to barely pay the fucking bills and maybe buy our kids a little fucking treat once a month. Food, like a food treat that they want. Fuck you. I'm so done. I'm sorry for the language, and like, I really am. But I don't have it no more. I don't have it no more. I don't have it to, you know, make everything like seem like joyous, like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It's not fucking okay. It's not been okay for a long time. And we've just been saying that, you know, oh, you know, what the fuck, we really don't say anything. We just keep it fucking hidden and put on a fucking brave face and go and do it every fucking day and then cry when we get home in fucking bed knowing that we're not gonna make the fucking bills, and we're wondering if our PG&E is gonna get shut off, and we're wondering how, you know, we're gonna feed the kids, not ourselves, you know? But bitch, I ain't getting my fucking nails done, I ain't getting my fucking hair done, I ain't doing shit. I'm trying to worry about how I'm gonna get my fucking garbage cans back. This is fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
No, because you, America, for making me pay, or for making me work 4 jobs while I'm in college in rural Tennessee, and I can barely pay my own rent, and I'm taking 19 credit hours on top of those 4 jobs, and I still can't graduate on time, and I still can't graduate early, even though I'm taking 21 credit hours next semester. It's not fair. It's not fair anymore. It's never been fair, not in my lifetime. And will it ever be fair? No, because I'm a woman in America. I just want to live in peace, America. And I will one day. Probably something else.
Half of all renters in the U.S. spend more than 30% of their income on rent. Rising rent prices are pushing record number of Americans towards the threat of homelessness, so the system definitely doesn't work and something needs to be changed.
What am I doing wrong? I work every day and I'm still broke. Like, I have a decent job, I make some decent money, but I live out here in Cali. Like, bro, as soon as I get paid, I have all these bills stacked up, bro, that shit wipes me clean. Like, fuck, I got no money left over. Making $100,000 a year doesn't get you anywhere nowadays.
Hi guys, I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store, bought 10 items, and it was $80 freaking already. I literally have $10 left on my account. So a little backstory, I got laid off from my job a month ago. And I've been applying for jobs months before I got laid off. Sent out hundreds of resumes already. Applied to hundreds of jobs on the internet, remote and on-site. Tailored my resume to every position that I applied using ChatGPT. Went to only a few interviews. And still nothing. Like, what the f is going on with America right now? Like, it's so freaking hard to live here. Like, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs. I'm gonna keep showing up. But man, my bills are not going to pay.
I heard a new term on TikTok today that made me stop in my tracks.
We are living in the silent depression.
This guy believes we are not just living in worse than the Great Depression, we're living in the silent depression. The average annual income in 1930 for an American individual was a little over $4,800. Sounds like nothing, but if you adjust that for inflation, a little over $4,800 a year in 1930 is equivalent to almost $85,000 annually for the average salary for one person. Right now, the average annual salary is $56,000 a year. We currently are making less than the height of the Great Depression. In 1930, gas was on average 10 cents a gallon. That would be about $1.73. In case you haven't filled up your car lately, average cost of a gallon of gas is $3.55. To buy a new car in 1930 would have been about $860, worth about 15 grand. The average cost of a new car today is $48,000. And of course, the most coveted aspect aspect of the American dream, being able to buy a house in 1930 cost about $3,900, less than $70,000. I spend way too much time on Zillow, so maybe this isn't surprising to me, but the average price of a home in America today is $416,000. How could we be living through worse cost of living and wages than 1930? And no politician, no media outlet, no one is talking about it.
That's Bidenomics. It's about growing an economy by strengthening the middle class.
Y'all, I just went today and got my driver's license renewed, my car tags renewed, picked up 2 prescriptions, and got a few groceries. To say that I'm completely broke now is an understatement. So I'm going to have to go home and start selling off my furniture to be able to live the rest of the month. I mean, that's just, it's unbelievable. And my heart hurts today, truly hurts for people who are not able. And we're living in some rough times, really rough times. And we need to be praying for all those around us who are not as fortunate as we are to be able to do the things that we need to do. I'm not talking about extras. I'm not talking about going on vacation and doing fun things. I'm talking about living, taking care of your vehicle, if you can even afford a vehicle, putting groceries on the table, buying medicine, the things you have to do. It's sad. It's very sad.
Bro, the cost of living is insane right now. Like, what are we doing? I swear before COVID, in my area, $20 an hour was like, you balling, you good. Now, people that are making $20 an hour, I'm like, man, how are they surviving? Like, this is insane. Fast food places are paying $20 an hour now. So $20 an hour is the new $10 an hour. Obviously, all of this is relative to where you live. So my $20 an hour, where I live in Northern Virginia, maybe your $16 an hour, or maybe your $30 an hour. It all really depends on where you live. Like, I can't be the only one that sees this stuff. Like, I can't be the only one that understands what's going on. And it honestly worries me that there's some people out there that make less than that. Like, think about the people out there that's making minimum wage. Like, probably have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make up for, a livable income.
Living in America is freaking ridiculous right now. $2 to $3 grand on average. You need to make 2 to 3 times that. $9,000 a month. How many people with regular bachelor degrees are even making that? No one. Not a lot of people. No one wants to live with roommates. That's not the answer. Everybody deserves a safe and clean space. There's no reason why so many people should be roommating, or you can't even buy yourself your own house.
Just thinking this morning about our country and late stage capitalism and cost of living and how much money everyone has to make to even afford to have a family these days. And it's what, like $250,000 minimum? Yeah, John and I have 2 kids and we don't make close to that. Not even close. Try like at least $100,000 less than that. So we're barely making it, and we have 2 good high-paying jobs as an electrical engineer and a nurse. Now, everyone always says, like, they make so much money, you guys should be doing so much better. They don't make that much money, okay? And the fact that the wages haven't gone up with inflation means we've been getting pay cuts basically the last 4 years. So we're not doing okay. Nobody's doing okay in this economy. This is what we're so upset about. And then you add in authoritarianism and fascism on top of that. Like, what kind of country are we leaving for our kids where we teach them it's okay that they go to school and then their friends are missing the next day because they were rounded up by ICE? This is not an okay world. This is what I don't want to leave my kids. This is what I want to protect them from. This is one of the reasons why we're moving to Europe. I'm tired of it. I haven't even touched on healthcare. That's a whole other story that we've spent over $10,000 a year on for the last 4 years. Childcare, $24,000 a year. Just so that I can go to work and not spend time with my kids. It's fucking insane. How does anybody live in this world? Like, how does anybody make that $250,000 every single year to just, like, be okay? I don't know anyone else except for, like, doctors who are doing fine. What are we going towards? What is the end goal here? Like, is anybody else as upset as I am seeing everything that's going on? I mean, I'm just ranting this morning. Sometimes I'm just getting in my thoughts and my feels, and I can't believe that this is the reality that we're living in right now.
because the price of simply existing has exploded. Single minimum wage workers are no longer renting apartments. They're parking behind supermarkets, hiding in industrial zones, and turning back seats into bedrooms. Buying a home has vanished for many. Renting is barely possible. Shelter is becoming optional instead of guaranteed. Full-time workers are being priced out of roofs. Rent now consumes 60 to 70% of paychecks. Food climbs, fuel climbs, utilities climb, but wages barely move, so people adapt the only way they can. In Los Angeles, entire streets glow with van windows at night. In Australia, families sleep near beaches because leases are unreachable. In the UK, van dwellers hide from council fines just to rest without being moved along. The promise used to be simple: work hard and you'll own a home. But housing stopped being shelter and became an asset. Investors outbid residents, and ownership shifted from a life goal to a financial privilege. When people with jobs can't afford a place to sleep in the richest nations on earth, the problem isn't effort or discipline. It's this: what future does the West have when working no longer guarantees a home?
White people have always thought that problems, suffering, lack, and lack as in not having, is all characterized by black people. And you see, that notion has been there for quite some time now, that they always think poverty is almost the other name for black people. And they have for a long time made sure that they do not delete that notion from their heads, their minds, and they do not want to learn the reality of things and move on, you know. They have done that in the past, which at that point was a very unfair judgment, because it was during slavery and black people did not have anything, obviously, because you do not have the opportunity to work, you do not have the opportunity to make money, you are limited to making wealth. All you get is enough for, you know, just taking care of your family as in day to day, you know. You do not have extra to make wealth. You're blocked from getting the wealth. You're not given the opportunities that you really deserve, that would help you to get a lot of money, to build yourself and become the person that you would want to be. Now, those people got very used to the fact that they had everything and black people did not have anything. Black people were working for them and they would pay them peanuts and feel comfortable about it, laugh about it, you know, enjoy the suffering of black people. And that happened for way too long. We talk about 400, 500 years. And they forget that it was by their own doing that black people did not have a chance to work, that black people did not have a chance to prove that they actually can make a life and make wealth for themselves and for their families. Now, that kind of forgetting makes them to, you know, carry on that thought that black people, you know, they almost think that black people are incapable of making wealth, which doesn't make any sense at all, because you have blocked this person from achieving. You're not giving them the opportunities that they require. It's not that they do not qualify for it, you have denied them the opportunity to work. You have denied them the opportunity to go to school. You have denied them the opportunity to concentrate on building themselves. Every other time they're working for you, you're paying them, you know, some meager figures, and you expect that this person is going to grow from that. What I keep saying is, in as much as those enslaved black people died without anything much, they were the richest people, because how they managed to survive a single day of that era was horror. Yeah. Now, they did survive that whole time. They made kids, they raised their families. When school was allowed for black people, they took their children to school despite the fact that they were earning some salaries that you do not want to even discuss here, despite the fact that they were being harassed left, right, and center, despite the fact that most of them had to really struggle to get a well-paying job, and there was actually no well-paying job. It was just something better than the worst, yeah, which is just equally as bad. And these people managed somehow to just do all these things to raise a family, you know. In our generation today, you'd think if someone feels they are very broke, the first thing they're not going to do is have a family. They're not going to get married. They're not going to have children. They're going to really cut on that and make sure that they only have themselves to make do. So these people, in as much as they were going through all this, they managed to grow their families, take their children to school, pay school fees for them with that little salary that they were, it was just not even salary, some wages that they were getting. And you know, it was just horrific to think of. And they did all that. Those were the richest people. And even on top of all those things that I have mentioned, they still maintained a good heart, you know, kindness, being nice to people, treating people like they're humans, working for these people that were harassing them. You know, they would fight if they wanted to, but they did not. They chose peace. They chose to just do as these white people pleased. They were harassed, but at the same time, they just obeyed the commands and did whatever they were being asked to do in order to be able to take care of themselves, their families, you know, do everything that was supposed to be done by them. Those were the richest people, according to me. Now, these are the ones that were actually stealing from black people. You know, all the injustices that were done to black people, you do not even want to imagine. And for them to now come and talk about thinking that poverty is a black thing and ending up voting for someone that would make life miserable, while the whole time they're hopeful that this guy is going to make the life of black people miserable while he makes their lives okay and better. You know, sometimes it's very hard to defend white people, and not all white people. I keep insisting, please. If you're a good white person, big up. Now, they keep insisting on talking about black people being poverty mentality, you know, lazy, all those things. If black people are lazy, America would not be what it is. Black people built America, made America what it is. Lazy hands cannot do that. I'm sure, I'm certain about that. Lazy people would not make America how it is right now. Lazy people would not be the ones that are being called upon to come back to America after being deported, you know, inhumanly deported. Lazy people would not be called back to come and do the work, yeah? Lazy people cannot be existing and operating in America without being on welfare, without getting food stamps. They would not, the black people cannot be lazy, yet they are the least on the welfare list. Yeah. Now, I said it and I'll say it again. White people have 76% of the welfare, EBT, all those. It is black people that do not benefit from those people, from that stuff as much. And still, they're the ones that get the lazy name. Weird. Yeah. So for these people to have the audacity to think that it's only black people that are going to be poor and poverty is really like equal to black people thing, it's crazy. Now, they ended up voting for President Trump in the hope that he will harass black people, make them poorer. You know, the function of capitalism is to make sure that the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. In this case, white people look at themselves and think they are the rich who are supposed to become richer, and the black people that are poor who are actually supposed to be poorer. Now, that was really what they wanted to happen. Unfortunately for them, this guy goes into power and he doesn't give two shits about them. Yeah, that hits them a great one. Now they are joining the poor people who are black people, according to them, and they are the ones that are actually crying the loudest. Black people, I'm aware, they're also feeling the heat. They are feeling the pinch. They are
things are different. Of course, it's not easy for them as well. But who is crying the loudest on social media and making posts, videos, crying on camera? It's not black people. I have not seen black people. If you have, leave that video in the comment section below. I can give you 1,000 videos of white people that are crying about the economy, the harsh economic times, you know, the unbearable prices of things, the unbearable prices of fuel, you know, all those things, the medical stuff, food stamps, all those things, EBT, everything. It's white people that are really complaining about it. The black people that are complaining, but the people that are complaining the most, crying about it the most, white people. And that just tells you that whatever you wish on others, be sure that if it happens to you, you'd be happy. Yeah, that's the biggest rule in the world. If you want to live a good life, make sure that whatever you're doing to your neighbor, you would be comfortable if it's done to you. And that is very hard for white people to comprehend and act on, because for them, they want to treat black people however they want, you know, however they wish, and they want to be treated as superhumans. Yeah, because that is who they were made to think they are, unfortunately. Guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.